Good morning or good afternoon. For this particular assignment, you're going to be talking about compensation. This is the compensation calculating sheets. It's pretty simple, but if you don't know Google Sheets or don't know Excel, you're going to have a difficult time. You'll need to watch this video, which you're doing, in order to see exactly what's required in order to submit the correct information. What we're doing is we're going to calculate the compensation for three different types of employees. We're going to also calculate the taxes and determine the difference between net and gross pay. So the first thing you're going to do is go and click on this particular sheet here. When you open this particular sheet, when you click this, you'll notice that the Google sheet will open up. Here we have Brenda. Brenda is making an hourly wage of $15 an hour. This also shows that in week one, she worked 25 hours. In week two, she worked 23 hours. It would be easy for us to calculate. Let's say that she made $10 an hour by using any of the cells to type in a formula. Each cell, first off, you need to know that each cell, that means a box, each box has a name. For example, the name of this box is F3. It's named by listening the column followed by the row. It's also, you can see over here on the side, F3 shows up in the name box. So we want to use the names in the formulas that we create. To create a formula, every formula must start with an equal sign. So we type equal on the keyboard. And we could say she makes $10 an hour. Use times, which is the asterisk found by clicking Shift 8 on the keyboard, and type in 25. And we could see that if she made $10 an hour and worked 25 hours, she would make $250. We could actually put that formula in right here, equals 10 times 25. However, let's say she gets a raise and the raise is now $15 an hour. We changed the 15, but notice this number did not change because we did not use the cells or the addresses in the formula. So let's go back to the formula. We're going to type equals, and we'll say whatever's in B2. B2 is $15. We'll use the times, which is the asterisk key, or Shift 8. And then this formula, or this number here, which is in cell B5. And hit the Enter key. Notice that the new value is $375. If she worked more than 25 hours, say she worked 30, watch what happens to the number here. Because we are referencing the cells instead of the actual numbers, it takes whatever's in this cell and multiplies it times this cell and gives us a new value. So let's go ahead and put the 25 back in and say she's making $15 an hour. I have a formula here. This little dot right here, if I want to use the same formula, I can simply pull it down and it will give us, wait a minute, another formula. However, it gives us an error. Here's the error. Notice that this cell shifted to B6, but this one also shifted to B3. That's called relative addressing. We don't want this to be relative addressing. We would have to go back and correct it by saying B2 times B26 or B6, and you would get the new number. A simple way to do this is when we type in our formula, we want to use absolute referencing. So we'll put in the formula by clicking equals, click on this cell, and then hit the F4 key on your keyboard. Notice the dollar sign. The dollar sign locks in that particular cell. So that is absolute. I'll hold down the Shift key and click on this cell here, which is B5, and hit Enter. Now, if I click on the round dot and pull it down, notice that this formula becomes B2, it's absolute, times B6, which is not absolute. Okay? For this formula here, we simply have to add up these numbers. To add up the numbers, we use what's called the sum formula. Equals the sum, open parentheses, and I will select these two numbers, close parentheses, and enter. Notice the formula equals the sum of C6 colon, C5 colon C6. We have simply added up whatever's in those cells. If we had a bunch of cells with a bunch of different numbers, and we'll go back up. When we have a bunch of numbers, we could take and select all of these, or actually say equals sum. Look what it does. It's intuitive. It automatically says, do you want to add these numbers? We'll say yes, and it will give us the number, which is the total of all of those numbers if you add them together. So it doesn't just have to be 2 cells, it can be more than 2. Let's take a look at Bob. Bob made a 15% commission for total sales of cars. In week 1, he sold 3 cars. How much did he earn? We can say equals this number times 15%. Notice you have to put the percent key in. That is shift 5. That's equals 15%. If I grab this little dot and pulled it down, I will have his net sales for each one of those cars. To add them up, I simply hit equals sum, parentheses, and select those 3 cells. In parentheses, enter. That's how much he made his gross pay from the sale of those 3 cars. We know that your paycheck is never what you think it's going to be. Deductions are made. Those are for federal income tax, state income tax, Medicare, and Social Security, just to name a few. You could also be taking out health benefits, health care, a savings account. You could be pulling more money out of your gross pay if you choose to. So let's take a look at what we can do here. For this formula, federal income tax is 15% of the gross pay. So we'll simply put equals gross pay. We'll use the formula here, F4, to make it absolute, times 15%. That is going to be deducted from this amount. We'll do it again. Equals this amount times, and we'll say 3% for state tax, 3%, and the state gets that amount. Oops, equals this amount, shift 8, or the asterisk key, 6.45%. And lastly, equals this amount times 1.45%. This much is going to be deducted from his paycheck. So how do we write a formula for that? We'll say equals whatever is in this cell minus, and then we'll type in the sum of all of these cells in parentheses. So we're taking his gross pay and we're subtracting the sum of those items here of the deductions. So even though he made $9,370.50, he's only going to put in his bank $6,943.54. We can do the same thing here again for taxes. This particular person has a tax or has a gross pay of $35,000. It's the same formula. Equals whatever's in this field or that cell, shift 8, which is times 15%. Don't forget to put in the percent symbol. Enter. Equals gross pay times 3%. Equals gross pay times 6.45%. Equals gross pay times 1.45%. And we'll simply do the same thing. His net pay is equal to gross pay minus the sum, open parentheses, of these 4 numbers. you will see, even though he made $35,000, he's only going to put in his bank account about $26,000. Almost $9,000 goes to federal taxes, state taxes, Medicare, and Social Security. Now, armed with the information that you currently have, your job is to go to the Income tab and complete the assignment for Susie, Bill, and John. Calculate their income, their weekly, monthly, and gross income. If you have issues, talk to the person to your right or to the left and see if you come up with the same number. And then go to the tab that says Taxes. For taxes, you'll simply take the information from the previous and say their gross, their federal income tax, these are the deductions, their net income, and then for monthly, you're simply going to divide the net income divided by 12. Hopefully, this helps you to complete this particular assignment. Good luck. Please try to get this done before the end of class. Have a great day.